Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today as we explore an intriguing topic. Today's presentation is titled The History of Freemasonry, From Ancient Egypt to Modern Lodges, with a fascinating subtitle, The Mysticism of Masonry. Over the next few minutes, we'll take a journey through time, uncovering the secrets and symbols that have shaped Freemasonry from its ancient roots to the modern-day lodges. So let's get started and delve into this captivating world. Let's take a moment to look at the contents of today's presentation. We'll start with an introduction to Freemasonry, giving you a broad overview of what this ancient and fascinating tradition is all about. Then, we'll explore its origins in ancient Egypt, where some of the earliest ideas and symbols may have taken root. Moving forward, we'll examine how ancient Greece and Rome influenced Freemasonry, shaping many of its philosophical and architectural concepts. We'll also look at the medieval guilds, which played a crucial role in forming the modern lodges we recognize today. Next, we'll discuss how the Enlightenment period sparked a surge of interest and development within Freemasonry, blending science, philosophy, and esoteric knowledge. We'll delve into the mysticism that surrounds Masonry, exploring its symbolic and spiritual dimensions. Then, we'll bring the discussion into the modern era, highlighting how Freemasonry continues to evolve and adapt in today's world. Finally, we'll wrap up with a conclusion, tying all these historical threads together and reflecting on the significance of Freemasonry's rich legacy. Now, let's take a closer look at the section titled Introduction to Freemasonry. This part serves as the foundation for understanding the broader history and significance of Freemasonry. We'll explore how it originated and the core principles that define it. As we move through this, keep in mind that Freemasonry has deep roots in various historical and cultural contexts, which will connect to the later developments in its evolution. This introduction sets the stage for appreciating how ancient influences and modern interpretations come together in this centuries-old tradition. Today, I'll be giving you an overview of Freemasonry, starting with its definition and purpose. Freemasonry is a fraternal organization that focuses on promoting moral and ethical development among its members. It emphasizes secrecy and enlightenment through symbolic rituals, which are designed to foster a sense of brotherhood and aim at societal betterment. Moving on to the core beliefs and principles, Freemasonry strongly promotes moral integrity and personal growth. It values brotherhood and encourages members to practice charity, uphold equality, and pursue knowledge. These principles are upheld across its global network of lodges, making it a universal pursuit of moral and spiritual development. Finally, let's talk about the role of symbols in Freemasonry. Symbols are not just decorative, they serve as powerful tools for communication and teaching. They embody moral lessons and help connect members to a shared heritage. Through these symbols, Freemasons deepen their understanding of spiritual truths and moral values, linking individuals to a larger spiritual and historical context. Let's start by exploring the fascinating roots of Freemasonry in ancient civilizations. As you can see, especially in Egypt, there was a deep connection between architecture and mysticism. These early societies didn't just build structures, they embedded spiritual and symbolic meanings into their work. This laid important foundations for the symbols and rituals we see in Freemasonry today, reflecting humanity's ongoing quest for knowledge and spiritual enlightenment. Moving on, another key point is the influence of philosophy and spirituality. Freemasonry is really a blend of these two elements. It draws on ancient wisdom and moral teachings to help individuals grow personally, develop ethically, and forge a deeper, more meaningful connection to the universe around us. It's about more than just secret rituals. It's about seeking truth and understanding on a spiritual level. Finally, we see a significant shift in the history of Masonry, from operative to speculative. Originally, Masonry was very much about physical craftsmanship, building and craftsmanship skills. But over time, it transitioned into a more philosophical pursuit. This shift emphasized moral values, personal development, and the use of symbolic frameworks to explore deeper truths. It's this evolution that has shaped the philosophical foundation of modern Freemasonry, tying it back to those ancient roots of wisdom and spiritual exploration. Now, let's look at the contents of our presentation. We start with an introduction to Freemasonry, setting the stage for understanding its roots and significance. Moving on, we explore its origins in ancient Egypt, where some of the earliest symbolic and architectural traditions can be traced. Then, we examine how ancient Greece and Rome influenced Freemasonry, especially through their philosophies and civic structures. Next, we delve into medieval guilds, which laid the groundwork for modern Masonic lodges, emphasizing craftsmanship and brotherhood. We then consider the Enlightenment period, a time of intellectual awakening that greatly shaped Masonic ideals of reason and liberty. After that, we touch on the mysticism of Masonry, highlighting its esoteric symbols and spiritual aspects. We also look at Freemasonry's development in the modern era, reflecting changes and continuities over time. Finally, we arrive at the conclusion, tying all these threads together and emphasizing the enduring relevance of Freemasonry today. This overview helps us appreciate how history, philosophy, and tradition intertwine within this fascinating organization. Let's explore the origins and roots that connect ancient Egyptian practices to the foundations of Freemasonry. First, we have the pyramid builders. These builders, who are often linked to ancient Freemasonry, showcased remarkable engineering skills and held spiritual beliefs that went beyond just constructing monumental structures. They represented an early form of organized labor combined with mystical knowledge that was deeply embedded in Egyptian society. Their work wasn't only about physical construction, but also about spiritual symbolism and communal effort. Next, we look at the mystical practices in ancient Egypt. Rituals, symbolism, and esoteric knowledge played a crucial role in their spiritual life. These practices laid important conceptual groundwork for what would become Freemasonry. The Egyptians used these mystical elements to explore spiritual truths, which later influenced Masonic teachings on morality, enlightenment, and the pursuit of higher knowledge. Finally, Egyptian worship was rich in symbolism. Sacred geometric shapes and symbols weren't just decorative, they represented a divine connection and cosmic order. These symbols served as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, emphasizing harmony and balance. This interplay of spirituality and architecture is a core theme that we see reflected in Masonic symbols today, highlighting how ancient Egyptian beliefs continue to resonate within modern esoteric traditions. By understanding these roots, we can see how ancient Egyptian practices and symbols helped shape the spiritual and philosophical foundations of Freemasonry, linking past to present in a continuous quest for truth and enlightenment. Let's explore the legacy and influence of ancient Egyptian principles on later traditions. First, the use of geometric principles played a vital role. These principles, order, harmony, and balance, are evident in Egyptian architecture and symbolism, and they deeply influenced Freemasonry. Freemasons adopted these ideas to emphasize the connection between the material world and the spiritual realm, highlighting the importance of structure and harmony in both physical and spiritual pursuits. Moving on, the transmission of knowledge is a key aspect. Freemasonry's roots in ancient Egypt suggest that esoteric knowledge, hidden wisdom, was passed down through generations. This knowledge included mystical symbols and rituals designed to foster spiritual enlightenment, which later shaped Masonic practices and philosophies. Finally, Egyptian gods like Osiris and Isis played a significant role in shaping Masonic symbolism. These deities represented themes of resurrection, renewal, and enlightenment, concepts that resonate deeply within Masonic teachings. By intertwining these ancient beliefs with their rituals, Freemasonry creates a rich tapestry of spiritual symbolism rooted in Egypt's mystical traditions. Overall, these connections highlight how ancient Egyptian ideas continue to influence modern esoteric and spiritual systems, emphasizing a timeless quest for understanding and enlightenment. Let's take a moment to look at the contents of this presentation. We'll start with an introduction to Freemasonry, which is a fascinating and complex topic. Then, we'll explore its roots in ancient Egypt, highlighting the mystical and symbolic traditions that may have influenced later practices. Moving forward, we'll see how ancient Greece and Rome contributed to the development of Masonic ideas, especially through their philosophies and civic structures. Next, we'll examine the medieval guilds, which played a crucial role in the formation of modern lodges, establishing the organizational and moral foundations of Freemasonry. We'll also discuss the Enlightenment period, a time of great intellectual transformation that significantly shaped Masonic thought and ideals. Then, we'll delve into the mysticism of Masonry, exploring its symbolic language and spiritual dimensions that continue to intrigue many. Finally, we'll look at Freemasonry in the modern era, considering how it has evolved and adapted to contemporary society. Throughout this journey, we'll connect these historical points to the overarching theme of seeking knowledge, moral development, and brotherhood. This overview sets the stage for a deeper understanding of Freemasonry's enduring influence across centuries. Now, let's explore the philosophical contributions that have shaped Freemasonry. First, the pursuit of knowledge and reason has been a central theme throughout history. Ancient Greece and Rome placed a strong emphasis on rational thought, inquiry, and the value of wisdom. These ideas helped lay the groundwork for Freemasonry's core principles, where the quest for understanding and reason are seen as vital for personal growth and collective progress. Next, we have the mystery schools, particularly Pythagoreanism. These schools focused on mathematics and harmony, which might seem abstract at first, but they deeply influenced Masonic philosophy. Their secret teachings about the nature of reality and ethics helped shape Masonic rituals, creating a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern practices. Finally, the Romans adapted Greek philosophical ideas, emphasizing practicality and organization. They blended Stoicism and Epicureanism into governance and ethics, which in turn formed some of the foundational principles of Western philosophy. These adaptations reinforced the importance of reason, virtue, and practical wisdom, values that are very much aligned with Freemasonry's emphasis on moral development and societal betterment. Overall, these philosophical contributions, ranging from ancient Greece and Rome to the secretive teachings of the mystery schools, have profoundly influenced the principles of Masonry, guiding its ongoing pursuit of knowledge, reason, and ethical living. Let's explore how ancient Greece and Rome played a significant role in shaping modern Freemasonry through cultural exchange. First, they facilitated the transfer of mystical practices, merging their philosophies, rituals, and symbols. This rich cultural heritage was later integrated into Masonic traditions, giving them depth and historical roots. Next, these ancient civilizations influenced Masonic rituals and ethics by instilling philosophical ideals, civic virtues, and structured ceremonies. These elements helped foster a strong moral framework that continues to underpin Freemasonry today. Lastly, the architectural influence of Greece and Rome is evident in Masonic lodge design, especially in the use of columns, symmetry, and classical motifs. These architectural features reflect core ideals like democracy, wisdom, and beauty, highlighting how cultural exchange has deeply enriched the symbolism and aesthetics of Freemasonry. Let's take a moment to look at the contents of this presentation. We start with the introduction to Freemasonry, which sets the stage for understanding its origins and significance. Moving back in time, we explore Freemasonry in ancient Egypt, where some of the earliest symbolic and architectural influences can be traced. Then, we consider the impact of ancient Greece and Rome, highlighting philosophical ideas and cultural exchanges that shaped early Masonic thought. Next, we examine how medieval guilds laid the groundwork for modern lodges, emphasizing craftsmanship, secrecy, and brotherhood that persisted through the ages. The Enlightenment marks a pivotal period where reasoning and science influenced Freemasonry's principles, fostering a spirit of inquiry and universal values. We also delve into the mysticism of Masonry, exploring its symbolic rituals and esoteric teachings that add layers of meaning to its practices. Moving into the modern era, we see how Freemasonry has evolved, adapting to contemporary society while maintaining its core ideals. And finally, we conclude by tying all these points together, emphasizing the enduring legacy and relevance of Freemasonry today. These topics collectively illustrate the rich history and the ongoing influence of Freemasonry across centuries. Let's take a closer look at the birth of craft guilds and their historical significance. Craftsmen in medieval times organized into guilds to promote skilled trades, which helped foster a strong sense of community. These guilds also worked to standardize practices and ensure the quality of their work, which was crucial for maintaining trust and reputation. This foundation of organization and professionalism eventually laid the groundwork for modern lodges and the traditions we see in Freemasonry today. Moving forward, we see that medieval guilds also played a key role in the development of modern trade unions. They encouraged collective bargaining, offered protective measures for workers, and established structured training programs. These elements of organization and mutual support influence the way modern lodges are structured, emphasizing brotherhood, shared purpose, and mutual aid. Finally, the influence of medieval guilds extends to the formation of modern lodges through their structured hierarchy and shared knowledge. The ideals of brotherhood, skill, and secrecy that were integral to guilds are fundamental to Freemasonry. These historical connections highlight how the principles of craftsmanship and organization from the medieval period continue to shape Masonic traditions today. The emergence of Freemason lodges marks a fascinating chapter in our history. In 1717, the establishment of the Grand Lodge was a pivotal moment that really changed the game. It brought together various local lodges under a common organization and set clear regulations, which helped shape the structure of modern Freemasonry as we know it today. Before that, medieval guilds served as the foundational roots for these lodges. These guilds were the early social and professional networks, and over time, they evolved into regional lodges. Because they developed in different areas, they started to reflect local customs, practices, and societal structures. This is how we see the formation of unique Masonic identities across various regions, each with its own flavor but still connected to a shared purpose. Now, key figures played a crucial role during this formative period. Many influential thinkers and leaders emerged who championed Enlightenment ideals, values like reason, fraternity, and moral development. These individuals helped foster strong communal bonds within the guilds, promoting ethical frameworks that guided their practices. Their efforts laid the groundwork for the modern lodges, emphasizing not just secrecy or tradition, but also personal growth and societal contribution. So, in summary, the establishment of the Grand Lodge in 1717 was a unifying milestone. Medieval guilds provided the foundation, and key figures helped steer Freemasonry toward the principles that continue to underpin it today. All these elements together tell the story of how Freemasonry evolved into a structured and influential organization. Let's take a moment to look at the contents of this presentation. We start with an introduction to Freemasonry, which sets the stage for understanding its origins and significance. Then we move back in time to explore Freemasonry in ancient Egypt, highlighting its early roots and symbolic connections. Next, we discuss the influence of ancient Greece and Rome, emphasizing how their philosophies and architectures shaped Masonic ideas. We then examine how medieval guilds laid the groundwork for modern lodges, showing the evolution from craft associations to organized societies. The Enlightenment period was crucial, as it sparked new ideas of reason and brotherhood that heavily influenced Freemasonry's development. We also delve into the mysticism of Masonry, exploring its symbolic language and spiritual dimensions. Finally, we look at Freemasonry in the modern era, considering its role today and how it continues to adapt and influence. The conclusion ties everything together, reinforcing the overarching themes of tradition, evolution, and the enduring quest for knowledge. Throughout this journey, remember how each of these points connects to the larger story of Freemasonry's rich history and ongoing significance. Let's take a closer look at the intellectual climate of the 18th century. The Enlightenment was a pivotal movement that really championed rationalism and empiricism. It emphasized the importance of reason and observation, encouraging people to question traditional beliefs and look for scientific explanations. This shift in thinking had a profound impact on many aspects of society, including Freemasonry, which was influenced by these new ideas of knowledge and inquiry. Moving on to the rise of rationalism and empiricism, these philosophies sparked an intellectual upheaval. They promoted concepts of liberty and equality, which resonated deeply within Freemasonry. The principles of brotherhood, democratic ideals, and social reform became central to what Freemasonry stood for. These ideas helped shape modern thought, emphasizing the importance of individual rights and societal progress. Finally, the Enlightenment's focus on scientific inquiry played a crucial role. It encouraged rational thought and empirical evidence, which directly influenced Freemasonry's values. This scientific approach attracted many intellectuals who were passionate about expanding knowledge and advancing society. Overall, the Enlightenment's emphasis on reason, liberty, and scientific progress created a foundation that deeply influenced Freemasonry and its ongoing pursuit of enlightenment and societal betterment. Let's explore the impact of Freemasonry on society. Throughout history, Freemasonry has championed ideals of equality and liberty. These principles have significantly influenced social reform movements by promoting Enlightenment values, encouraging critical thinking, and advocating for civil rights and justice. You'll see that many prominent figures in history, such as George Washington, Voltaire, and Mozart, were Freemasons. Their contributions helped shape democratic ideals, foster cultural advancements, and influence societal values. Their legacies continue to impact modern governance and the arts today. Now, regarding the role of women. Traditionally, women played a limited part in Freemasonry, often being excluded from lodges. However, their contributions, especially in the philosophical and charitable aspects of the movement, have gradually gained recognition over time. This evolution reflects how the movement continues to adapt and expand its influence in society. Let's take a moment to look at the contents of this presentation. We start with an introduction to Freemasonry, which gives us the foundation of what this ancient fraternity is all about. Then, we explore its roots in ancient Egypt, highlighting how its symbols and philosophies may have originated there. Moving forward, we see how ancient Greece and Rome influenced Freemasonry, incorporating their ideas of philosophy, democracy, and craftsmanship. Next, we examine the role of medieval guilds, which laid the groundwork for the formation of modern lodges, emphasizing the importance of apprenticeship and secret knowledge. The Enlightenment period was a turning point, introducing new ideas about liberty, reason, and equality that greatly shaped Freemasonry's principles. We also delve into the mysticism of Masonry, uncovering the spiritual and esoteric aspects that make it unique. Finally, we look at Freemasonry in the modern era, recognizing its evolution and ongoing influence today. This overview helps us see how all these elements connect, forming a rich tapestry that reflects the enduring spirit of Freemasonry throughout history. Let's delve into the esoteric teachings in Masonry. At its core, the occult acts as a foundation for spiritual enlightenment. It encourages exploring hidden truths and fostering personal transformation. This is often achieved through symbolic rituals and the sharing of esoteric knowledge, which open doors to deeper understanding beyond the surface. Now, the role of the occult is quite significant. For example, alchemy within Freemasonry is a powerful symbol of spiritual transformation. It's not just about turning base metals into gold, but about refining our inner selves. It invites members to seek enlightenment through both metaphorical and literal changes, transforming matter and consciousness alike. Moving on to numbers and geometry, these are more than just mathematical tools in Masonic thought. They symbolize deeper truths about the universe's harmony and our relationship with the divine. Sacred architecture, for instance, uses these elements to encode esoteric insights, revealing how the universe is interconnected and reflecting the divine order. All these aspects, hidden truths, spiritual alchemy, sacred geometry, serve to guide us on a journey of personal and spiritual growth, tying back to the overarching theme of enlightenment that runs through Masonry. Let's take a moment to explore some of the powerful symbols and their meanings in Freemasonry. First, we have the square and compass. These are perhaps the most recognizable symbols. They represent more than just tools. They symbolize moral integrity and the pursuit of knowledge. The square stands for virtue, reminding us to lead a moral life, while the compass signifies self-restraint and the importance of setting boundaries in our actions. Together, they emphasize the balance between virtue and discipline in our personal development. Next, we have the all-seeing eye. This symbol represents divine watchfulness and enlightenment. It reminds us of a higher power overseeing our actions and guides us in our quest for truth and knowledge. It's a powerful symbol of divine insight and the pursuit of spiritual awakening. Then there are the Pillars of Solomon. These pillars symbolize strength and establishment, but also duality and balance. They reflect the foundational principles of wisdom and enlightenment that underpin Freemasonry. These pillars serve as a reminder that true strength comes from a balance between different qualities, knowledge and virtue, action and reflection. When we look at these symbols together, they reinforce the overall theme of the journey toward enlightenment, balancing moral integrity, divine guidance, and foundational strength. Each symbol plays a crucial role in illustrating the core values that guide Freemasons on their path. Let's take a quick look at our contents for today's presentation. We'll start with an introduction to Freemasonry, exploring its origins and core principles. Then, we'll delve into its fascinating connection to ancient Egypt, highlighting how its symbols and ideas may have roots there. Moving forward, we'll examine the influence of ancient Greece and Rome, which helped shape many of Masonry's philosophies and structures. Next, we'll look at medieval guilds and how they laid the groundwork for modern Masonic lodges, emphasizing the evolution from craft associations to organized societies. We'll also discuss the Enlightenment period, a time when Freemasonry grew significantly, embracing new ideas about reason, science, and human rights. Then, we'll explore the mysticism surrounding Masonry, including its symbols, rituals, and secretive aspects that continue to intrigue many. After that, we'll look at how Freemasonry has evolved into the modern era, adapting to contemporary society while maintaining its foundational values. Finally, we'll wrap up with a conclusion that ties everything together and reflects on the enduring legacy of Freemasonry. Throughout this journey, we'll see how each of these points connects to the overarching theme of tradition, knowledge, and influence that defines Freemasonry across centuries. Let's take a closer look at the global expansion of Freemasonry. In North America, Freemasonry grew rapidly during the 18th and 19th centuries. This growth had a significant impact on social structures, and it helped promote core ideals like liberty, fraternity, and democracy. These values resonated across diverse communities, shaping social and cultural development. Moving forward, the rise of international lodges has been another key development. These lodges foster cross-border connections, allowing Freemasons from different countries to share rituals and ideals. This not only strengthens the bonds within the fraternity, but also encourages cultural exchange and collaboration on a global scale. Finally, we see how Freemasonry adapts to local cultures. It incorporates regional symbols and rituals, which helps it resonate with local traditions. At the same time, it promotes universal values such as brotherhood and charity. This approach allows Freemasonry to maintain its core principles while fostering diverse practices around the world. All of these aspects, expansion, international connections, and cultural adaptations, highlight how Freemasonry continues to evolve while staying true to its foundational ideals, connecting communities worldwide. Now, let's turn our attention to some of the contemporary issues and challenges that Freemasonry faces today. One of the main points of scrutiny is the secrecy that surrounds our lodges, which often leads to perceptions of elitism and even conspiracy theories. These perceptions can impact how the public views Freemasonry and sometimes spark ongoing controversies about our role in society and governance. Moving on to public perception and controversies, we've seen membership trends shift over recent years. Traditional lodges are experiencing declines in numbers, and this is largely due to modernization, demographic changes, and societal values evolving. It's a challenge, but also an opportunity to demonstrate how Freemasonry can adapt. Speaking of adaptation, Freemasonry has responded by embracing modern values. We promote inclusivity, actively address social issues, and support philanthropic efforts. Additionally, we've been leveraging technology to connect with younger generations, all while striving to preserve our core principles. So, despite these challenges, the core of Freemasonry remains steadfast, adapting thoughtfully to the times while maintaining our foundational ideals. Let's take a moment to look at the overall structure of our presentation. On this slide, we have the contents that we've covered and will cover, starting with the introduction to Freemasonry. We then explore its roots in ancient Egypt, highlighting how early civilizations influenced its symbolism and traditions. Moving forward, we see the impact of ancient Greece and Rome, which helped shape many of its philosophical aspects. Next, we discuss the medieval guilds, which laid the groundwork for modern lodges and organizational structure. The Enlightenment was a pivotal period, bringing new ideas of reason and liberty that significantly influenced Freemasonry's development. We also touch on the mysticism associated with the craft, which adds a spiritual dimension to its teachings. Finally, we look at Freemasonry in the modern era, demonstrating how it has evolved and adapted to contemporary society. Throughout this presentation, our goal has been to connect these historical points to the larger theme of how Freemasonry has been a continuous thread through history, blending tradition, philosophy, and symbolism to shape its enduring legacy. Let's talk about Freemasonry's legacy and its impact on our modern society. Throughout history, Freemasonry has played a significant role in promoting core ideals like liberty, equality, and brotherhood. These principles have helped shape democratic values and have encouraged community engagement around the world. It's really about fostering a sense of shared purpose and mutual support that transcends borders. Moving on to the relevance of Masonic principles today, concepts like brotherhood, charity, and moral integrity continue to inspire us. They guide social cohesion, promote ethical behavior, and support personal growth. These values remain vital, proving that even in our rapidly changing world, the core ideas of Freemasonry still hold great importance and can positively influence society. Finally, looking ahead, the future of Freemasonry depends on how well it can adapt to modern times. It's about balancing tradition with new values, becoming more inclusive, and maintaining its commitment to community service and personal development. By doing so, Freemasonry can continue to be a meaningful force that contributes to a better society, all while staying true to its foundational principles. As we come to the final thoughts, I want to emphasize how the journey of Freemasonry truly reflects humanity's enduring pursuit of knowledge. It's about more than just traditions. It's a continual quest for wisdom, self-improvement, and uncovering truths that have existed across time and cultures. This pursuit connects us all, regardless of where we come from or our background. When we look at the ongoing quest for knowledge within Freemasonry, it's clear that it's not a solitary journey. Freemasonry fosters a strong sense of community, members supporting each other, sharing insights, and building bonds that go beyond social barriers. It's about creating a space where collective growth is possible and where the exchange of wisdom helps us all evolve. And importantly, embracing diversity within the craft enriches this entire experience. By welcoming different cultures, perspectives, and backgrounds, we deepen our understanding and foster unity. This diversity strengthens our connections and broadens our horizons, reminding us that the true strength of Freemasonry lies in its ability to unite people through shared values and mutual respect. All of these elements, the pursuit of knowledge, community support, and embracing diversity, tie back to the core theme of continuous growth and unity. It's a timeless journey that continues to inspire and guide us today. Thanks so much for being here today. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude and appreciation for all the support you've given throughout this journey. Your engagement, questions, and enthusiasm really made this experience meaningful. It's important to recognize that success is a team effort, and I couldn't have done it without your encouragement and collaboration. As we wrap up, I hope you feel inspired and equipped to take the next steps. Thank you once again for your time and dedication.